I'm a little bit Celtic. I'm a little bit metal. Hello, I'm Notes, and we have a very exciting album this week. The brainchild of Arjen Anthony Lucasses teams up with the exquisite diva of Anneke, I'm gonna try to pronounce her name properly, Anneke van Giersbergen. Anneke. Both of these artists have an outstanding resume. Arjen has been in and spearheaded countless projects. Most notably is his Arjen project, which if you haven't heard of it by now, you really should take a look. He's been in countless other bands such as Kingdom Come, Bodine, Vengeance, Ambion, Guild Machine, and most notably, One Star. Not to leave Anneke out, her own solo work is stellar, as well as being in amazing groups such as The Gathering, as well as done some amazing vocalizations from Devin Townsend, which is how I know about her. So these two artistic forces have combined and constructed The Gentle Storm and put out their first album, The Diary. What makes The Gentle Storm so interesting is that it's the same album twice. The first half of the album, known as Gentle, is very Celtic in feel, very acoustic. The second half, known as Storm, uses the same songs as the first half, but puts more of a metal spin to it. So I've been looking forward to this album for quite some time, and now that it's out, what do we think about it? Overall, it's a very interesting concept and a very enjoyable listen. If you take the whole album listening experience, the Storm section is like looking at a vast mountain and being overwhelmed by the sheer size of it. But really, it's with the gentle side of things that this album really shines for me. The Storm was that mountain being gazed upon from far away, when the gentle side of things is actually being on that mountain and seeing everything close up. You're seeing the trees, you're seeing the streams of water, and you're seeing all the rocks and the small wildlife that are kind of gathering around. It gives us a chance to kind of take a step back after seeing this grand thing and just enjoy the music and Anneke's beautiful voice. Everything quiets down and we're able to take in fully all the notes that are being played. This isn't to say that the Storm disc isn't without its merit. In fact, it gives context to a lot of these notes that were being played on Gentle. You can see the grand scope of what these notes can do when put into the right light. But sometimes I feel as if they aren't quite metal enough. When it's trying to be like this stark contrast, it doesn't seem like it's really being contrasted as well as they could be. When I finished listening to this album as a whole, it felt like some of the gentle songs were just kind of acoustic sets to the metal songs. And some of those metal songs were really just beefed up versions of those Celtic songs that were already played. Now this was after the first listen. After getting used to the album a little bit more, they're not just softer or harder versions of one another. These guys are still very powerful in the gentle form. Some of the highlights for me on this album are the heavenly vocals of Anneke throughout the album. I almost wish some of those gentle songs were a bit less intense and only include her vocals with a single instrument like an acoustic guitar or a single violin. I also love the concept on this album of just wandering around the seas, being on this kind of grand adventure. I feel like a few of Arjen's other projects just let the concept run away from him and it made the music a little bit less enjoyable. But here, the concept is only there to highlight and heighten the music being played, as well as Anneke's voice. Even though I touched upon a few criticisms, I do want to bring out a few that are very apparent on this album. The first one is, even though I love the concept of having a hard and a soft of each song, both are kind of carbon copies of one another. True, it does give us a different lens to look at some of the same things, but that's just it. It's a different lens to look at the exact same thing. I would have loved to see how some of these songs would have developed and really changed if they have taken it into a different direction. On the plus side, they did switch up a little bit with the song Heart of Amsterdam. Anneke puts on this bluesy, almost a smoky kind of a 1940s bar scene. And I really like this version. I like it a lot more than the Storm version, which is just kind of a straight up almost metal song.
Watching the crowd through the window, looking down on the streets that I love, cities rising and growing. We are blessed to reside in this town.
Another big drawback to this album, there really isn't that great grand moment. There just wasn't anything that opened up the heavens and the angels came down kind of a feel. There are moments when this could have happened where a song could have really opened up and brought forth this heavenly music, but instead it just kind of plays it safe, so that was a little bit of a disappointment. And kind of akin to this, even though there is some really great metal moments and some really amazing Celtic pieces on here, there's really not any build-ups to any of the songs. For example, the only one that really kind of builds up is from the song Storm, where there's a little bit of a build-up near the end of the song, but that's about it. There really isn't that kind of a booming aspect when you get to the Storm disc.
My sweet Susan, I will sail across the endless deep to find.
But even after all of that, I'm not disappointed at all with the final product. This collaboration effort was superbly well done. Neither entity overshadowed the other. If anything, they complemented one another. And that's it. So what did you guys think of Gentle Storm's debut album, The Diary? Have you checked it out yet? If you haven't, do so. It's a lot of fun. It's also a great introduction to both Anneke's and Arjen's work. And I want to know what your favorite team-up is. And this can be extended to any one song, like a guest appearance on somebody else's work. And that's it. Notes out.